Hello, it's me, the Brigade Youth from Morganton. And, we finally lost at Pyre. Not only did we lose once, we lost twice. That's very freeing. It means that I don't have to worry about losing again because it's already happened. So, hey. Cool. I am making my, assorted posts now. Hopefully, anybody who can hear this as well. And if you can't hear this, well, you better be well also. Or else. Or else! There we go, making my post now. You know, with the obligatory link in case people don't know. Don't know where I am yet, in which case, wow. But I assume there's always a chance of a new reader. New watcher. Someone who has no idea what they're doing, just stumbling into my channel like, wow, you play video games and you play them badly. Congratulations. And I will be like, yes, I know. Thank you, anonymous viewer. I play video games, and that's all. So honestly, is this lyrical? This is lyrical. If I'm honest, I'm in a pretty good mood today. I managed to get out there and actually accomplish some stuff that I've been putting off for a bit. That does mean getting out there, though, which is always exhausting, so I collapsed and got, like, the worst leg cramp in the world for some reason. I don't know how to describe it except to say that most leg cramps I get are 2D and that they feel like they're applying pressure in one direction. And this one was 3D and that it felt like my leg was about to blow off in all directions. So, that was a experience that I do not want to repeat. Ever. Fun. We got that prog rock groove going on the southbound track, and I love that. I think most JRPG music is at its best when it's a little bit prog rock. When they push it over the threshold from like normal rock or whatever to noodly prog rock. Or I guess Pyre, in most cases, is folk rock, but I don't know. We're down to about 26 seconds. That's 26 seconds you've got to do whatever it is you want to do. That's not a lot of time, so if you want to do something, you better do the thing. Go forth and do things. Alright, we are out of time. Let's go over here. Pull this down. My fortune cookie today from the Chinese food that I got simply says, be true to yourself no matter what, and that's not a fortune. That predicts nothing about my future. But it is decent advice. And it's the kind of advice that I'm going to take. Win or lose, I will do it true to myself. Whoever myself is. Alright, let's get back out there. Campaign mode. Just ate, so my throat is coated in cheese, which is not making it easier to, chatter. Don't get anything if you ring the bell. That's a shame. Lots of keepsakes everywhere. A floating crystal down here. What is this? Keepsakes from Mount Elodial. Okay. It's time to continue our journey. Let's see if we win or lose. Good morning, everyone. We are at the mercy of the stars, and none can say how soon they'll shine for us again. Let us recover for a while at Moonlight Alcove and decide how to proceed. Yeah, let's get down there. Wait for the next cycle. And the scary thing is, I don't know if I will ever win again. The game has really kind of ramped up in difficulty, and that makes me nervous. Best make yourself as comfortable as possible here for the time, Nightwings. The rites ought to commence again before we know it. Until then, be well. Moment while I adjust the chat window. There we go. Thus, you and your companions remain on the mountaintop, waiting for the stars to shine again. The cycle of the rites is ending. The news that Volfred and the Lone Minstrel revealed to you now threatens to disrupt the group's resolve. Who most deserves their freedom? Can there be any hope for your revolutionary plan to change the Commonwealth, if too few exiles manage to return? These questions hang like a fog over you and your companions, as you linger there on Mount Elodial. For now, the exiles of the Nightwings vow to stick together, for as many opportunities as they shall have. Many moons pass. One cold evening, Volfred finds you off on your own. Well, my girl, it's time once more. Come see. Volfred indicates the sky, and through the snow you see is right. Soon all your companions are gathered. Volfred regards the group in a steady manner. As you all know, I have refrained from participating in the rites myself. This was a long-held choice of mine for a variety of reasons. Chief among those reasons is so that I might direct our plan, free from unwanted attention, both from our adversaries here and those who would oppose us in the Commonwealth. Another reason is my past experience conducting the rites. It did not end on good terms. So we're into the backstory dump, looks like. Before my time, the Nightwings comprised 3 exiles: Brighton, Arisa, and Orlick. Little Tizo was with them as well, still learning in their ways. After Brighton regained his freedom in the liberation rites, the Nightwings took me in. A story for another time, but for one thing I had the capacity to read the ancient book. Anyway, when next we earned our way into the liberation rite, Orlick was anointed for return. He had long been in exile, and his horns were beginning to show. We prevailed. Little Tizo snuffed the accuser's pyre. Thus, Orlick earned his freedom. However, just as the shimmer pool was to engulf him, Arisa, she shoved him from the precipice and took her freedom in his stead. Oh! No wonder he's fucking bitter. He has every right to be bitter, I think. One of his teammates threw him off the mountain. She perished, of course. Only the anointed can transcend the shimmer pool. But she thought the warnings were a myth, and she paid the price. She was always restless. I presumed Orlek perished too. To survive a fall from Mount Elonial, I was left alone. Subsequently, I made no attempts to reassemble the Nightwings, knowing that such treachery, such harm was even possible as part of this ordeal. I frankly still do not hold Arisa entirely at fault for what transpired. I hold instead the Commonwealth responsible, for it put us in this desperate situation. I'm of two minds about that, but I didn't know her. He did. And I resist the urge to think the rights may be partially to blame as well, for pitting brother against brother, sister against sister. Beaufort breathed a deep sigh. Now I see that Orlek yet lives, at a time when our plan is already in motion. And even the stars are fading. Perhaps a signal the scribes themselves know the Nightwings are divided, and that they do not approve. But I choose to take it as a sign that we must act. The scribes have put us in a set of circumstances where each one of us may rise to the occasion. The Nightwings and our plan need all the help they can get, and so I have made a decision, which I wish to announce here to you all. In the name of the Nightwings, and reader, by your leave, I would conduct the rites again. Long as my skills languished in the matter, although I trust I shall regain them soon enough. While I once vowed never to conduct the rites again, our present situation calls for all our resources to be brought to bear. So if I may be of use during the rites to come, I shall avail myself. That's all. Now then, our reader shall determine where we are headed from first light. Fulford bows his head to everyone, while the others exchange looks and one by one salute him in turn. I mean, I guess... Once more do several stars shine bright in the night sky, revealing several paths for you to pursue towards salvation. Stars await us. The way I see it, we only have so many players, and I think I've lost the chance to get rid of one. So I'm unsure what will happen, honestly. The Essence recently prevailed in Liberation, right? They shall not soon regroup. Okay? Kalmar, we could go challenge the Fates. We could challenge the Tempers. Or the Pyre Hearts. I think I'm gonna take the Tempers. I need a somewhat easy victory. Again, we are to face the demon Ignarius and his brutes, the Tempers. He is living proof of how the rites favor raw strength of will and body. Beaufort offers you such details as he knows of your next adversary. Ignarius. A long-term resident of the downside, as evidenced by his appearance. The strongest of the Tempers, he has waited years to earn his freedom. Born to a middling Commonwealth family, he got in trouble early and often, but found his calling in the Commonwealth's not entirely legal red light district. Oh. There he took many jobs, most involving his sheer size. Okay. Most notably, he was a bouncer at the Starry 8, where he came to symbolize its reputation. One day, a particularly belligerent guest got under his skin, so he gave him a tremendous thrashing. The club clientele all gave a cheer. However, this guest turned out to be a wealthy chamberlain who then exploited his connections to have Ignarius arrested and then exiled. This was 14 years ago. In the downside, Ignarius dropped his given name, as is sometimes the custom, and survived alone through his tenacity and strength. In time, he drew the notice of the Tempers, who revealed to him the rights, recruited them into their ranks, and let him work his way up. Now at last, it is his turn. Hello, Shateri. Ignarius struggles to return to a place that wants nothing to do with somebody like him. He should never have been exiled. Anyway, my girl, I'm off to rest. Hope you're well there, Shateri. Alright, I guess let's just move on.
I do so hate to thusly contact you, O reader. Yet an awful rumor reached me recently that you have within your retinue a traitor to the Nightwings and the Commonwealth alike. But you would never harbor such a traitor, now would you? I trust your time within the downside would have taught you that.
I'm alarmed that he can just do that. That's unnerving. You rise after a fitful night of slumber. Somehow the voice, which has thus far reached you only at the rights, has found its way into your sleep as well. You shake free of it. The time at Moonlight Alcove has made everyone restless. The group is eager to set forth at your command. You are, all in all, that's good. Glad to hear it. I managed to actually go out and do things today, so that was nice. Alright. A gloom hangs thick above the pit of Nothe, and all around it. You are brave to seek your adversaries here again, reader. Many in the downside believe it to be nothing other than a foul den. They take the tales of the Latch Astralborn to be mythology, embellished through retelling over time. You have met others, such as Witch Unmilde, who believe otherwise. Although, whatever their beliefs, I know of none who would go near the place unless the stars demanded it. Thus shall your coming raid against the Templars take place in complete secrecy, as always the rights have. Looks like we can land 3 places. Fallow Field. Plaguemont, or Coldmoat, and I think I'm gonna go with a Talisman. Let's see if we can get something useful here. You arrive again in the fetid swamps of Flagging Hands, already anticipating the sinking feeling that comes with the place. This time Bertrude has something to say for it. We shall show you how to withstand the less pleasant qualities of this locale. She reveals various salves and minor enchantments that help to counteract the spirit-draining effects of the region. Soon everyone is feeling better, if but for the assurances. Oh, well that's nice. I've definitely been to places that drain one's spirit. Thanks, Bertrude. And someone wants to chat. Dragon? Wilfred, hi, what's up? There. Wilfred appears to have finished sealing some sort of document. He smiles as he approaches you. Hello, my girl. Was just on my way out to make a drop. Report a bit of progress our supporters on the other side should like to know. It is not clear to you as yet exactly how Wilfred is able to communicate with agents in the Commonwealth. We have our ways of making certain such messages manage to make their way to whom they need to reach. Most of the time, at least. Not exactly the most dignified of methods, but the messenger imp is as hard-working as the rest of us, or dare I say more so. Most imps lack the capacity to do that job. They, of course, cannot traverse the outer boundaries of the downside, but they can squeeze much closer than any of us. Wilfred offers to tell you more of this process. Seems to have been using certain imps to relay messages to his agents, the Commonwealth, for some time now. From that point, we depend on certain other means. A trafficker like Ruki would likely be familiar with them. Then my agents intercept the messages as they arrive. The messages are coded, in the off chance they reveal themselves before unwanted eyes, but even still, my agents put themselves in great peril there, supporting our cause and our plan. Could not ask for a more dedicated bunch. A shame we cannot meet them, separated as we are. If we succeed in our endeavors, it shall be thanks in no small part to them. They have identified hundreds of citizens grown loyal to our cause, found hidden corners where they can speak freely. Their goal is to grow in numbers while remaining safe. For we cannot resist the Commonwealth if too few citizens stand with us, whether due to apathy, fear, or lack of willingness to see our nation as we do. Some of these agents I have known for many, many years, since long before my exile. Many were former students from my days of teaching Commonwealth doctrine. It was clear then who among us did not take the common view. These days I report to them our progress, and they in turn report theirs back. From that assessment, I update the estimation of our plan's success. Our chances of success increase substantially every time we liberate one of our own. But those loyal to us in the Commonwealth slowly gather strength regardless, knowing of our efforts. Thus do we inspire each other. Not unlike the dynamics I see among the Nightwings here. Good afternoon then, reader. I have a delivery to make. Well, good luck to him. I guess we're gonna go out and look for buried treasure now. You and Volfert venture into the fetid swamps of Plague Mont. Along a circuitous path that takes you far enough away from the Black Wagon. My agent suggests that what we seek is somewhere very close, my girl. Perhaps you can already sense its presence. You can. After a careful search, you procure an artifact, either discarded by one witless to its power or left there for the sake of someone such as you. A webbed lanthorn. After the bearer banishes an adversary, a banished ally has a chance to instantly return. That's interesting. That might actually get used, I'm unsure. To the pit. The wagon comes to a sudden stop after a near miss with someone or something that got right in its path. At first you see no sign of whomever or whatever it was, but then a voice rings out from off to the side of your path. The friendly, yet somehow aggravating tone leaves little room for question as to who it is. Hey guys, so maybe watch where you're going a bit more next time, I guess. You must have scared Dad half to death. I mean, just look at him. He still looks like a frog crust of a hamburger. So I really am not sure if the dude you're riding is your father, or if the slug is your father. Maybe the sausages are your father. You've really not helped me out with that one, Ron. But it's good running into you like this, because I got for you a really special deal. We got some pretty out there stuff on hand, and it's been slowing us a bit, to be completely honest here. Something about him, I don't know, but Dad just hasn't been himself. Once we open shop, these little numbers are gonna go flying off the shelves. And you can have first dibs. All you gotta do is give us a lift if you get into the pit of milk there, right? Just drop us off when you get there, okay? The Black Wagon does not provide for you the most spacious accommodations, but it may have room enough for Falcon Ron, barely, for the short remainder of your trip. On the other hand, you sense a troubling energy from whatever strange artifacts he is transporting, and wonder whether you should get involved. We always gotta help out, Ron. Not the squishy little fellow. Though your fellow exiles exchange cautious looks, you invite Falcon Ron to climb aboard. Oh, great, thanks, guys. I'll just squeeze right in. He does not. Dad, come on, put your back into it already. Eventually, Falcon Ron manages to get on board as you prepare to set forth again. Never been troubled by artifacts with strange energy, usually more intrigued. I mean, new toys. I get to play with the new toys. After what felt like an interminable trip during which Falcon Ron did not even once cease to speak of matters relevant only to him, you reach your destination. Anyways, thanks guys, and remember what I said, these thingers I got here, you got dibs on them if you come visit me and Dad, that is. Now we'll be going, so be seeing you, okay? Whether from Falcon Ron's ceaseless drivel or the ill effects of his cargo, everyone is left feeling out of sorts. -5 glory, okay. So we'll be doing less damage to the enemy fire. I can't say that's good, but was it maybe worth it? Hey guys, thanks again for helping me and Dad back there. We really owe you one, so as promised, I got something really good in stock for you, right here. He pauses for dramatic effect, and he reveals to you several artifacts. The Black Hoof, 100% more stamina than usual, cannot grasp the orb. After getting banished, Bearer either returns with infinite stamina or the fascinating Howler. The Bearer's aura remains while grasping the orb, but cannot be cast. Oh. I might grab that one. They emanate with energy that cannot possibly be completely healthy. Nice, huh? You guys, you got first dibs on these bad boys. I can tell you what, they're gonna go fast. Yeah, I think I might grab this one. Ah, great, you guys. I knew you were discerning customers, and you enjoy that one, okay? Remember, I still got the others, too. You can buy them if you want. Oh, these ones, they are real popular, so no refunds on these guys, you understand? They are real good, so there's no chance you're gonna want to pawn them off. Right, no chance at all. This seems custom made for Jodario. Must be a lucky day here, I don't know what, Dad. Typically, Jodariel is always among the first to start making preparation for the rites. Just as soon as you arrive amid such places as the muddy bleakness of the Pit of Milfay. This time, however, she does not assist the others. She has not even donned the raiments. Your concern is noted, reader, but it is misplaced. It's only the one we are to face this time. Ignarius. We denied his liberty before. It seems almost cruel to set him further back. How absurd that I should even care. Simply that I seldom see those with features similar to mine. Those who have survived here long enough to earn their horns. I shall go out to prepare. Soon it is nightfall and the stars begin to shine. That's a lot of fucking... I'm not gonna activate any of these because we're gonna, like... We're already gonna have an uphill enough climb. Ooh, Lord Gandalf is kinda... Like, these are already getting hard enough. Wolfred is defense.
Or should I say deceiver? For I detect another exile in your ranks. The exile Wolfred Sandalwood himself, that cursed sap. I ought to have known he was behind all this. He has no love for our sacred tradition. Yet you would heed his poisoned words over mine own? I thought that we were friends. Then fine. Let us return to a more formal distance.
Who is the narrator? That's a very good question. I have the feeling that if I dug around in the book, I might find out, but I have no idea right now. I haven't been reading the lore, and that's mostly because post-COVID, my voice is a little weaker than it would be. So 2 hours of reading on a stream is already a bit of a strain. Hey, well, if it isn't Curly Horns. Right, they didn't let you out already. Not that I'm complaining. Was hoping I'd run into you again. See, when you've been stuck in here for about 14 years, not that I'm counting or anything, you gain some appreciation for the simple stuff, you know? Bit of cool breeze, solid meal. Anyway, it's good to see you in one piece, is all. Todaro removes her mask and stares at him. Why are you doing this? We have a right to conduct. Yeah, well, I've conducted a lot of rights, you know. Fat lot of good it's done for me. Yet here you are again. Yeah. Anyway. He throws on his mask. Guess we better get things started. Our kind, we got a reputation to uphold. Todaro watches him for several moments and rejoins your group. Reader, my girl, let us confer a moment here. I am returned now to the rites, a tradition I had once disavowed. And now that I've donned the raiments, the voice knows I am here. It's no matter, really, for our plan is well in motion. All that remains for us is to prevail. I shall aid you and the others in this task as best I can. Let us now see whether these old limbs of mine are still of any use.
And there he is at last,
Volfred is incredibly
alive
slow,
and wary.
but he does have a shield.
Any sandalwood. You're causing quite a stir out in the Commonwealth. You plant your little seeds of discontent. Know that your designs at sowing chaos shall not be tolerated here. Now, good evening to you.
Yeah, I can make a sapling, which is kind of a defensive barrier. I don't see myself using Volfred much. Now then, Nightwings, I look forward to conducting with you all. If and when, of course, the reader calls for us to stand to the triumvirate together. Our adversary, Ignarius. His heart is not in this. We should be able to prevail against him without difficulty.
Go on, then. Joe Dariel.
Oh, he has a lot of rested experience. That makes sense.
Bertrude.
And Tizo.
Tizo. It is done.
The one whom we confront. He has achieved his final stages of his transformation, would seem. Both in form and in spirit. Bring it on then, Nightwings. Let's see you beat me again.
Now begin.
Okay, I've got my aura. I just...
Now it begins in earnest. Already does your adversary's flame begin to flicker.
Hey, no. Whoa!
From burning flame to ash.
Looked like he redirected the ball there. He ain't half bad there, Curly Horns, you know? Shame we're on opposite sides like this and all fighting over who gets to get out of here. Back home, I would have just walked up and bought us both a drink. I would have punched you in the mouth. Ignarius laughs heartily at this. That's what I like about you, Curly Horns. You hate my guts as much as I do. Let's see you stomp me one more time, just like you Nightwings did up on that mountaintop.
Oh, the fading glory of the great Ignarius. These days he is nothing but an aging brute. A rude predicament for the Tempers. Their flame has died a little. There.
That made a little money.
The Nightwings are a bit ahead. Stand not in glory's path.
Whoop.
The orb.
I've never heard him make those noises before, and I'm very amused by them.
Now to the flame. Oh my word. So it is.
I feel really bad beating him in a way.
More like that and we are finished here.
But those are the rules of the game. I'm determined not to...
The orb's unclaimed again.
Like, the way I figure it...
And it is done.
You've got to play by the rules, and you
The
have to actually play the
Nightwings
game you show up
prevail.
for.
Alas, that their adversaries failed to stop them.
So, I've decided
The
largely not to
ceremony
try to
is
throw.
complete.
Well, Curly Horns, what can I tell you? I guess your Nightwing still got a spring in your step. Huh. You could have prevailed. Why did you hold back? You really want to know there, huh? Indulge me. Sure. You free tomorrow night? Todaro scoffs at this. She dons her mask. Then she turns and walks away from him without another word. Ignarius simply stands and stares. Damn. No, keep trying, man. Keep trying. Maybe you'll break through. It's really unlikely, though.
Until the stars align.
Back at the Black
Are you
Wagon,
ready to make some bad choices?
you make a terrible choice to give me money. It is an obviously foolish decision, yet you take pride in it anyway. Hello, Jades. Glad to see you. Back at the Black Wagon, you were taking some time to recover after besting the Tempers in a rather one-sided contest when Volfred approaches. That's right, I don't think anybody was here earlier when, what Oralek's deal is was revealed. So if anybody wants to know that, just let me know. The Nightwings are in capable hands these days, my girl. Thank you for your continued efforts, given all the challenges we face. The rites may be ending, but we still have time to achieve our plan, especially if you continue to prevail like that. Come, let's see whom we shall square against when next the stars align. Okay, so the thing with Oralek. Volfred told us his story. The team used to be Oralek and two other people. One of them ascended. Oralek and his teammate picked up Volfred as a reader. And then Oralek was anointed and about to ascend. And his remaining teammates shoved him off the mountain. Like, threw him off the top of Mount, whatever it is. And jumped into the spring herself, and she died immediately, because that's what happens if you're not anointed and you try to go up. And, Oralek was supposed to have died because he fell off a fucking mountain, but he's still around. And I can kind of see why he's bitter in that case. He was supposed to go free, and he got screwed over bad. So it's no wonder he craves revenge. Alright, Old Mill Day. I'm gonna see if we can beat Old Mill Day. You are set to re-encounter the Withdrawn, led by Witch Old Mill Day. However outlandish her intentions seem, one ought beware of her. He reveals what he has learned of her and her designs. Witch of Milday, one of the Bog Dwellers, head of the Withdrawn. A triumvirate more interested in legends of Latch the Actual Form than in the rites. Her kind was known to be reclusive in the Commonwealth, yet she was brazen in her disdain for common values. She practiced the unspeakable. Oh, speak it, speak it. Somehow, one day her research into flammable reagents grew into an obsession with Flatch, despite widely held beliefs that he is dead or never did exist. But Omilde held that Latch is merely dormant, and will someday be reborn, with newfound hunger, which can only be sated by devouring the world. Then, at last, could Flatch return to his glorious home, and Omilde would go with him. Really, he wouldn't just eat you too? That's the problem with all devouring cosmic gods. They are hungry bastards. When Commonwealth officials showed up to take Lamilde in for spreading unrest, she was all too eager to comply. After all, a sentence to the downside meant being that much closer to Slotch's resting place, where she believed she had much work to do, where the Withdrawn stood ready to assist. In short, the 8 Scribes certainly would not approve of what she aims to do, so be careful in her presence, reader, and for now, good night. Oh yeah, sure. Her presence has not been approved by the Vatican. Sleep well. You bid the lone minstrel a restful night in kind. It is too late to take flight, so you expect to press onward come daylight. Sup, Fulford? Hello, my girl. Tizo and I were just reminiscing on old times. Rock! Tizo was happy to have Fulford back among the Nightwings once again. Thank you, Tizo. I am happy to be back among the Nightwings as well. Though you understand why we were forced to be apart for so long, don't you? Scrahum! Tizo indicates he understands full well. I trust Tariq provided some good company and song during the intervening time. Tizo confirms he did enjoy traveling alongside the lone minstrel for some time. And there he is, right on cue. Something I can do for you, Wolford, sir. Wolford laughs warmly at this. No, Tariq, we are well enough for now. Tizo and I were just remembering the time we first met, the 3 of us. Tizo was rather apprehensive then, I recall. He was merely being circumspect, I'm sure. Tizo has the sharpest instincts of us all. But the bite he gave to you, sir, it left a permanent impression, did it not? It did indeed. I consider it a mark of friendship. May it stay with me for all my days. Oh, where did you get bit? Where did you get bit? It's a good reminder that despite the challenges we faced together in the past, my time among the Nightwings has been extraordinary. Likewise, can I say the same, sir? Rocky! Tizo shares the sentiment as well. Fulford turns to you. I should apologize, my girl. Here we are talking of a history you do not share. Believe me when I say we're skipping over many of the bad parts. What I mean is, it isn't my intention to exclude you as we wax nostalgic. The Nightwings, you know, we are a strange assortment, are we not? Both of us who share some kinship from the past. I suppose we cannot help but seek some warmth in it. But it should not be to the exclusion of the friendships we forge right now. So please, why don't you join us for a bit? Together, you, Wolfred, Tizo, and the Lone Minstrel talk a while about the times gone by. The 3 of them are pleased to be back in one another's company again, having grown close through shared experience in the past. Just the same, they have welcomed you into the group. In spite of the hardships you have faced, some of these idle moments you share together may one day form memories you think back on with fondness. Soon the conversation winds down, though it lifted all your spirits for the while. It's always nice to just sit and chat with people. Hopefully you're all doing well. Let's get back out there. We have a bog witch to beat up. Down here, I think. Under King Pass, Faye believes the 8th Scribe shall bless you here. The lone minstrel observes the water on this route seems to be shining with stardust. Or Ragged Rock. Hamatha says she can sway the coming right against Withdrawn in your favor here. Oh, I have to see what this is about. Instill fear in the Withdrawn, okay. Hey, what's up? Dodoriel has seemed more reserved than ever since her confrontation with Ignarius and the Tempers. Nonetheless, she addresses you. Tell me something, reader. Back where you came from, did you have someone who you considered close? Yeah, there probably was someone. I'm a friendly person. You mentioned briefly to Jodariel a past relationship that meant something to you. She shows no reaction to the details, but you can tell she's listening. I see. I had someone as well. It is something which did not end well, but there were times. Trails off. We had our times. She looks up at you then. That Ignarius, he's a base fool. We have not a thing in common save a set of horns. Yet here I am, drawing comparisons of how I felt at times back in the Commonwealth while speaking to you of him. I'm a little old to be having such thoughts, reader, especially in a place such as this. Yo, you're never too old to settle down and get to know somebody. People do it in the retirement home. And people do it in the retirement home. Thank you for your time. Do not reveal this to the others. It is a trifling matter and not to be of anyone's concern, especially not mine. You know, he seems okay. He seems like an okay dude. The gesture Ignarius may not be as bad as he seems. You sense his feelings are sincere. Dodariel says nothing at first, but then she simply says, I appreciate that. She departs with a nod. Okay. Someone had better keep an eye on Pamatha as she flies off on one of her missions. You do your best to keep up with Pamatha as she delves into the undulating waves. Undulating is a term you don't hear enough. Undulating, that is a good word. Of ragged rock. To indicate some of her winged sisters may be nearby to lend their aid. This is as far as you can follow, reader darling. Please excuse me for a little while. He swoops off, leaving you on your own. Some time passes, during which you can almost feel the downside encroaching all around you. And then... Well, that was certainly interesting. I suggest we get out of here. It would appear the withdrawn will soon have a little accident that should dampen their spirits. Not sure that was legal, or in the spirit of the game. Funny, though. Besides, we're all criminals down here. What's a little crime? A messenger imp tracks you down in the immeasurable depths of the Sea of Solace to bring you news and rumors from the other side. This report studies Tamitha, blood sister to Pamatha, and stoic leader of the Essence. She was liberated at the fall of Solim, her transgressions all forgiven upon her return. Okay, we do get to hear how the other side is doing, as such. And yet, old amenities remain, in spite of Commonwealth tradition or because of them. Tamitha found herself held up in many rounds of questioning, each less informal than the last. All concerned with the movements of her sisters in the Highwing remnants. Refusing to cooperate, Tamitha demanded safe passage to her native lands, yet remains detained. She holds her own blood sister must have thwarted her once more. Meanwhile, the Essence are refusing to conduct the rites of any other race and have not found a suitable replacement. You suspect you shall not face them in the rites again. As you finish reciting the imp's message, you take notice of Pamitha's reaction. I'm worse than dead to her now, I think. Nonetheless, I'm grateful she's returned, and I'll try to hold out hope she'll be the wiser for it. You thank the messenger imp for delivering its news, and let it make good use of some of the Black Wagon's faculties, before watching as it flutters off toward the horizon. I gotta be real, I'm having a hard time thinking of who we might liberate next. If I hope Pamitha wants to go, because I think it's still her. But... at this point, I'm considering, like, Tizo. You find Pamitha by herself again, although expression has grown darker than her custom. Leave me be, would you, reader darling? Trying to get some good and proper moping done here, and you're distracting me. Leave me be, reader. Just leave me be, reader. Leave me be. You don't want to know what's lurking in my heart or mind. What you'll find there isn't pretty. Yet something about her thought process is different to you now. You know that with her conditioning, she can resist your scrutiny, but now her thoughts are laid bare to you. That's still rude. I'm gonna make her say it, if she wants to say it. Pamela's thoughts are her own business. The fleeting connection between you soon is severed. Thoughts are loathsome things, reader. It is difficult to know how best to hide them. Mine are plain enough for you to see by now. She exhales and looks askance. You know by now why I am in this mess with all of you. You could say I lacked Tamitha's sense of commitment, her zeal. She lives only to see your nation overthrown, or something worse. She can have her way. Centuries of conflict can be quite emboldening that way, especially when one's sister's leading cause of death is Commonwealth forged steel. Wielded with the utmost of mercy, of course. Well, I had little patience for the senselessness of it myself. Became a bit of a pariah, I suppose. I knew Tamitha was going to get herself and others killed someday. So, when she was to fly out on this one big mission of hers, I had other arrangements made. But after she was caught, your people did not exactly uphold their end of the bargain. I knew there were such risks, of course, and a chance is still a chance. Tamitha was clipped and cast down, a mercy they called it. I did not see it that way, and in their growing protest of her treatment, I was soon enough to follow. She falls silent for a while. I haven't yet decided if I entirely regret my actions, but I do seek Tamitha's forgiveness, and wish that she could see my thoughts for what they are, as it seems you can. Then she might realize our nation's people have much more in common than she knows. Sometimes I wonder which of them is stupider. She brushes past you and out of the wagon for now. Yeah, I definitely get being a little bitter. Being a lot bitter. Oh, well, hey guys, what brings you here again? Yeah, I kinda want some more Stardust. Upgrading the talisman feels more worthwhile to me than buying new ones. Buy a couple pinches of Stardust. See you guys again sometime soon, maybe, okay? Because I gotta say, you are my favorite customers I had all week. We'll use that. The mood is more dour than usual as you make preparations for the coming rite. A hush has fallen over your fellow exiles. A sense of dread hangs in the air. At least one of your companions is unfazed. We sense the influence of one of our own. She is nearby, her mind corrupted. Calls out, screaming, "Can thou hear it, perhaps?" She speaks of Witch Milde, the adversary you expect to face this night. The witch. She doth revere an ancient god undying and unyielding on this land and on her consciousness. We may attempt an exorcism here, for the conditions are unique, and she may not be expecting us to be abetting you. However, 'tis a risk. Upon her mind and mine own, although a worthwhile risk, perhaps. Gertrude seems to think Udmilde can be weakened somehow through the coming rite. Weakened? Maybe I can stop her from summoning something nasty? There, the Star of Slatch. Our adversary worships it and whom it represents. Fixate upon that star, reading one. If thou so darest, invoke its power. Do so, and our adversary Milde, she shall be emboldened. But also less vulnerable to our own sorceries. We may yet limit her ambitions thus. Oh. Your adversary could be more cunning and quicker to react. I'm gonna trust my team.
Islak Astroborn.
I'm gonna trust my team.
Hark now, you exiles of the Night Wings. You are returned once more unto the hulk of Horus. The triumvirate you stand against shall be the withdrawn. Whosever fire yet burns ere the break of dawn shall surge forward on the path to glory. Now, prepare yourselves.
What have we here? Ye have returned once more unto our presence. We sense something among ye. Who? Gertrude slithers forth and gazes at her adversary. Thou maggot, we should have known. But Gertrude does not respond. Ye Night Wings, that one shall be of little benefit to you. That one's sorceries are a mere pittance to the overwhelming might of Flatch. Soon ye shall see. Reading 1. Thou invokest the star of Slatch. So then beware. Through our sorceries shall Milde be cast into a hopeless doubt about her faith upon her god. It shall be done if we prevail, but only if. Our own mind shall perhaps be forfeit otherwise. Oh! Great, we're playing for, like, mental stability. That's a new and interesting wrinkle. It seems through the outcome of this right, either Admilde shall be permanently weakened, or Bertrude shall.
Choose quickly your triumvirate.
Okay! Well, I think we're gonna get her out there.
Bertrude.
I think we're also gonna take Sir Gilman. And make him jump super far.
Sir Gilman.
And we're also gonna fill Tizo. Because he has infinite gliding stamina.
Now.
Tizo urges you all to face Milde without fear. Now then, Nightwings, you wish to mock Slatch? Ye and your infinite foolishness shall be among the first to suffer.
Begin. An opportunity.
Opportunity knocks. You gotta take those.
All for naught.
Just gotta get it. I just gotta get it there. Whoa, that's a big explosion.
Bertrude banished. Your pyre is the first.
Oh, that's a bad thing. That's a very bad thing. Damn it. Having a hard time with this group.
I thought they had you there.
I also thought they had me there. Every time I get near the pyre.
Now go.
Oh, that's bad. One of our own, seeketh you the lifeblood for thyself, yes. You wretched witch! Tampering with eldritch forces of which you knowest not, you forfeit everything for an abomination from the stars. Points. You thought perhaps you thought the true enlightenment, yet you reveal yourself to be as narrow as the things which you now consort. Slat shall devour you with all the rest.
Ah, the foul witch Udmilda. Would that she served the scribes as faithfully as the monstrosity which she adores.
There we go. Shotgun. Get it in there.
That is how to snuff a flame.
Now I gotta do it with two people, which is concerning.
Tizo takes the plunge.
Alright, we're getting there, we're getting there.
Have it.
No!
In the solely
I think we're gonna make this. I think we're gonna make it.
Wings Pyre burns brighter for now.
I say,
Each his
but
own. Pathetic.
oh no, we're not gonna make it.
They simply threw it in.
We're in trouble.
Your pyre shall soon be ashes on the ground. Bye now, Bertie.
Ah. No.
What happened there? Your fellow exiles remain banished. My. Oh. Oh.
Okay, I think we got this.
And it is done.
Oh, that was tight.
Nightwings prevail again.
There was no commentary there because I couldn't think fast enough.
The rite is ended.
Yeah. How can this be? How can this be? Slatch, answer us. Slatch, Slatch. Rachel Milday continues with her screaming, having been defeated in the rite. You observe Gertrude there, fixed in a meditative pose. There, Milday, relent. Relent. Thy God has not abandoned thee, because thy God is dead. Thy God is dead. Pray to him all thou likest, yet it shall do thee no good. As Gertrude retreats into the shadows, Milday slumps down, staring at nothing before her. Impossible, this cannot be. Answer us, answer us! Milday suffered -5 hope permanently. I feel a little bad about doing that, but on the other hand, creepy cultist.
Always is there greater knowledge to be gained. Apparently, the exiled Gertrude is committed to the path.
Its land so rife with eldritch knowledge, long forbidden in the Commonwealth. We learn the stuff of fear itself. We sure do, Gertrude! You're a great teacher! After Gertrude pounces, I kind of prefer this to the top tier one.
Until the stars align.
After you secure victory in the withdrawn in a close contest, there is little time for you to rest as yet. The night beckons, and the next rite reveals itself to be a vital one. It is already time, reader. Come see for yourself. The coldness of the season now presents to us another chance. He heads out straight away, and you follow in turn. Indeed, among the remaining stars, you see one with which you are familiar now burns ever brightly. Alright, I'm taking a second chance on Pamitha. I'm gonna see if we can get her out of here. I kinda want her to be with her sister again, whether her sister likes it or not. The Pyre Hearts! Oh. They are fast-moving little shits. I gotta hope that already are the Nightwings summoned back to Mount Elodial. Picture the rights as a wheel broken free from a black wagon. It is turning uncontrollably, and soon shall reach a sudden stop. We should have several chances left for someone to go free. Either us or else our adversaries, but not both. What is at stake each time is further complicated now, I must admit, knowing we have so few opportunities remaining. Those whom we send back into the Commonwealth, should our plan somehow fail, they may look upon their exile with fondness. So returning to the Commonwealth is not inherently a mercy, I don't think. Moreover, there are those among us whom we count on to prevail in the rights. We need them on the Nightwings just as much as we need them in the Commonwealth. We cannot simply grow our numbers here, given the circumstances. And so, who stays, who goes? These choices affect us all. No pressure there, my girl. Thanks, Wolfred. Fuck yourself, Wolfred. Now, I don't know about you, but I shall go and take my leave for now. Let's set forth again at daybreak. And Jodariel, hi. He approached Jodariel, who seems to be busy explaining something to Sir Gilman. And so feinting left upon them proves to be reliable. They all lead with their right wings when they choose to strike. They are quick, but can leave themselves quite vulnerable. Such sage counsel, madam. This knight feels most emboldened should he ever again be forced to confront the High-Wing remnants in single combat. Pray you never shall, being here, I suppose it is unlikely. She notices you then. Reader, the good knight and I were just comparing survival strategies we picked up on the blood border. Reminiscing on old times, it could be called. Indeed, the good Jodariel has volunteered to become this knight's master-at-arms should we ever achieve our liberty together, and this knight humbly accepted. Well, I said no such thing. I owe you nothing, Worm. Ah, but the finest lessons are the harshest made, madam. This knight is overjoyed you would thusly train him as your protege. Reader, spare me, please. You somehow managed to steer the subject back to military tactics. This knight is most impressed with your familiarity with the finer points of being sliced to ribbons by the High-Wing remnant, Master Reader. Sir Gilman and Jodariel continue the conversation for some time. You sense they are in relatively good spirits, all things considered. Good for them. Let's get to the mountaintop. We gotta fight some worms. I don't think I have any personal stake in what these guys do. Like, their leader sucks, though, and I don't really want him out and about in the public. So I am gonna try to win still. Once more, we sail above the Fall of Solium. The temple to the 8 Scribes awaits us at the summit. None have seen the temple, save for those worthy to conduct the rites there, and myself and my counterpart Celeste. You may then wonder whence it came. The cycle of the rites has turned since the beginning of this age. Over its course, while waiting for the cycle's turns, some exiles thus paid tributes to the 8 Scribes. I think the Scribes may not have wanted such extravagance, or the carved effigies to them along the way. Yet it is for triumphants to decide how best to honor the rites. They chose to honor them as you see there. How you remember this, of course, whether you even wish to do so, that is yours to decide. The Scribes would not want otherwise. And we can land at Emperor's Fall, or Emperor's Ascent. I'm gonna go with Faye here. Fulford pulls you aside while the others complete the post-flight inspection. He puffs at his pipe before speaking up. Reader, as you know, I now wear the raiments once again. That means I myself may soon be worthy to regain my freedom in the eyes of the 8 Scribes. No, however, it is not my wish to go just yet. It is true I could be of some benefit to our plan back in the Commonwealth, but I feel my place is here for the time being. Perhaps once the Nightwings are on a surer footing in their path, my time shall come. Those are my feelings on the matter, and I wanted you to know. I shall, of course, defer to you. Our path is not to contradict the reader's will. Anyway, I trust all of us, yourself included, shall find our freedom. If not soon, then by when all of this is over. Having completed the post-flight inspection, you and Faye visit the monument of Triskatrithis, here in Emperor's Ascent. Is this all part of your plan, O Scribes? I know I need not ask, just as I know the path you have laid out takes many, many turns. Please help us navigate that path. My friends and I, we wish to find our way together with your blessing. Soon she has finished paying her respects. You return to the wagon in silence. +1 quickness for Faye. And I think I'm gonna drop a mentorship. On... I think Pamitha is still in the running for top. So I think I'm gonna mentor Volfred because he has nothing. And we should probably get him up a little bit. I'd appreciate your point of view. You and Volfred review what observations you have made thus far about the various triumphs you have confronted on your journey. He has keen insights about some of them. Been a while since my last outings in the rites, begging for your continued patience as I recollect the way. I think we're gonna have to start fielding Volfred next time. I think I'm gonna go with the thing that restores power to our Pyre. Either we stand between each other's path to freedom, or we help each other on our way. I try to always bear this truth in mind. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the one that heals the Pyre. Oh, hey, Faye. Faye seems to be speaking to herself again. She is unaware of your presence, or shows no sign of it at least. Mercy! Freedom, they are intertwined! Mercy shall engender union among all our different kind. Mercy shall engender union among all our different kind. She is reciting passages from the Book of Rites, though to your knowledge she cannot read. Freedom to the worthy. The downside cannot let us all go free, thus freedom to the worthy. Is that not so, O Saint Triesta? Is that not the conclusion you formed with your 7 most trusted friends? She pauses for a while as though listening, and nods her head from time to time. Yes, I see, I see. I see. Well, I am ever grateful to you, Saint Triesta, for your guidance and your presence. And I wish all of your friends safe passage there among the stars. It must be so very beautiful out there. With your wings you can fly freely, can't you, Saint? You can visit me at any time, come and go as you please, from the stars all the way here. You do not need a pair of wings in order to be free, I know, I know. Yet sometimes I wish I was like you or Miss Pamitha. But I know I am the way I am because I'm meant to be this way, and I know you are always watching. So thank you, Saint Triesta Trithis. Thank you and your friends. She wanders out into the afternoon, leaving you there to consider her words. In the Commonwealth, her unwavering faith in the 8 scribes would have been seen as a delusion. Such prayer or communion was forbidden. The scribes are mythical figures, but even they worship the stars, and it was the stars that lit the way for the founders of the Commonwealth, or so its leaders taught. Well, good thing she's down here, then. High Road or Cistern? Kizo, Volfred. I'm going with... I have no faith in Volfred and the rites. It's mean to say, but I haven't used him yet, and I have to use him in the next couple rites, I think. But not this one. This one's a little too important. En route to the mountaintop, you pass by a monument to Under King Horus, and Kizo happens to take notice. Please tell great-grandfather I said hello, old friend. I hope you're alright among the stars. You must know why the stars are fading out, because none of us do. And some of us, I think, are beginning to feel afraid. Please grant us courage to press on. Soon he has finished paying his respects. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense Under King Horus has shown him favor. Good, good. I wonder if Kizo should be liberated. But he is my star player. God, it's tough to pick. Anyway, I'm going for Pam again. Greetings to you, Celeste. I see the exiles of the Nightwings have returned, even as the cycle of the rites begins drawing to a close. The Nightwings accept this as the will of the scribes. The Gate Guardian laughs at this softly for some reason. And you, Tariq? Do you accept their will as well? But the lone minstrel does not answer her. It is no matter. Nightwings, each of you come forth and state what it is you seek while crossing Scribe's Gate. One by one, the Nightwings declare themselves. You all pass through as before. When Volfred takes his turn, Celeste stops him. You. I see you wear the raiments once again. Explain. The cycle of the rites is ending. While I do not know exactly why, I have my fears. One of my contemporaries, he who fell from the summit long ago, he lives and seeks his liberty again. He stands against us now and believes his triumvirate to be the true Nightwings. I remember well the contemporary whom you mean. Then the Nightwings stand divided. Yes. And so I wear the raiments once again in case it may help to right this wrong. For I am Volfred Sandalwood, and I seek liberty for each of us. So one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side, and bring our freedom to the people there. She considers Volfred's words for a moment. I see. Then move along. The Guardian regards you all, beckons you onward. Go with glory. Celeste. What is it, Tariq? The will of the scribes. Long have we both followed it, I think you would agree. In equal measure has it drawn us close and separated us. But if their aim now is to keep us apart for another age or longer, then... No, I do not accept their will. You blaspheme, Tariq, and at the gate no less. But the lone minstrel simply puts his hat back on. Then may the scribes themselves admonish me. Until tomorrow night, Celeste. A lot of stuff coming to a head here. Having reached the peak of Mount Elodial again, you cannot help but reflect on whether one of your companions may go free this night, or remain stranded as Tamitha did last time. I'm hoping that this time I can get Tamitha out. I think she deserves to go be with her sister again. What is it, Volfred? I never thought I would say such things, my girl, but it is good to wear the raiments and the rites once more. The march of time does have a way of healing certain hurts. Besides, the Nightwings of today, we are a very different beast from the Triumvirate which shut me in almost a decade ago. Ours was a Triumvirate of exactly 3, well, 4 with Izo, who proved to be an exception. Though historically the Nightwings never took on more exiles than needed. I have mentioned my predecessor Brighton and my former companions, Erisa and Oralek. Perhaps naively, I had hoped my time with them would not be relevant directly to what we now attempt. Seeing as our stories are now intertwined, do let me know if there is more you wish to learn of them. Alright, Brighton, Erisa, and Oralek. You inquire about Brighton, who you understand was liberated prior to when Volfred first joined the Nightwings. I never met Brighton in person, but I know him rather well by now, though for that matter, my girl, so do you. He studies your reaction for a moment. Brighton was born wealthy, but not special otherwise. You would have no reason to have heard of him. He was exiled for negligent misconduct. I do not know exactly why and do not care for spreading rumors. I first heard of him through Erisa and Oralek, who found in me a suitable replacement, following his liberation. They spoke little of him. Oralek gave the impression they did not see eye to eye, but he assured me I would soon hear from him myself. Indeed, as I became accustomed to the book which you know well by now, I soon began to hear the voice. Volfred looks at you to see if you yet take his meaning. Okay. Chiteri, you asked who the narrator was, and we now have an answer to that question. It's Brighton, the former leader of the Nightwings. You see, my girl, after Brighton's liberation, he assumed a new identity within the Commonwealth, and a new responsibility to the Triumvirate which liberated him. That voice you hear from time to time when over the stars align, it's his. He is no longer Brighton. He is now none other than the Archjustice Androbellus of... What? Okay. He's the dude who sentences you down here. And watches you play to get back up. Okay. What fucking game is he running? Liberated exiles retain certain burdens to their old triumvirates. They have much to thank them for, not just their freedom, but their exalted status in the Commonwealth. The theocratic rulers of the Commonwealth, they do not wear masks and raiment simply for the sake of ceremony. They are not who they appear to be. Their public pasts are nothing but a fabrication. Like Brighton, they once were exiles too. Brighton, that voice, he has no love for either one of us by now. He knows full well what we attempt to do, yet he is bound by the tradition of the rites. He shall always stand on ceremony and complain, but I think he knows deep down that he is powerless. How ironic, one of such high status in the Commonwealth should be so frightened of some long-forgotten exile such as we. Anyway, that's Brighton for you. He must have seen in you the potential to be one of his staunch supporters for a time. If that's a path you'd want to pursue, I should apologize. Now then, who else should we talk about? You ask about Orisa, who you understand betrayed Orlek at the moment of his liberation, but then perished in the Shimmer Pool. I'm afraid you know the brunt of it, my girl, but I suppose you want to know something of Orisa's past, lest you be quick to judge her solely by her actions. Mind you, I would never make excuses for the terrible choice she ultimately made, but her life, I understand, was very difficult. I understand, I'm having a difficult life right now. Orisa had been exiled for the foulest of acts. You could see it plainly branded on her face. Such was the heinousness of what she did in the eyes of the Commonwealth. She was an apprentice blacksmith in her youth, taking up the post left by her brother. He had fallen in battle on the Blood Border, despite wielding their father's own lance and armor. Her father never quite recovered after this, and grew cruel and detached. It was Orisa who took the brunt of his fury. He expected the impossible of her. One day it was all too much for her, so when next he lashed out at her, she struck back. She struck back again and again and again. Good for her! When they came for her, her father was gone, and she was not herself. She was promptly cast into the downside for the crime, where her hatred for the Commonwealth only grew. Orisa always was intense in her demeanor, haunted by her father's memory. More than that, her chief motive for wanting back her freedom was in hindsight not a healthy one. She longed to join our nation's enemies, to build for the High-Wing remnants a great siege engine that could shatter the defense of the Commonwealth and forever end our feud. What she ultimately did to Orlek, it was an act of pure and thoughtless desperation. I do not think it was simply evil, nor do I think it was personal. I often wondered, though, if in her final moments in the Shimmer Pool, she understood what she had done, and the depths to which she had fallen. For years, I must admit, I hated her, but now, my only hope is that she found a peace untenable during her relatively short life in the downside of the Commonwealth. Furthermore, I hope the life of Orisa offers some perspective yet to those who have not made the same mistakes. Now then, was there something else? And Orlek himself, the man, the demon. What was Orlek like? Bolford remained silent for some time. I was very, very sick, when I landed in the downside. The long trip down the river must have been a little much for me. It was Orlek who found me. He could not have known of my capacity to read before he revived me. He was a physician, intolerant of the sight of suffering of any kind. Not just any physician, mind you, a gifted, highly decorated one. He served on the front. Back then, skirmishes erupted frequently, and those such as Orlek, they had to deal with many casualties on either side. In time, he said he grew repulsed by what he saw. This sowed in his heart a yearning for all to end the bloodshed. So he tried to use his status to negotiate a treaty with the High-Wing remnants. It must have gone about how you'd expect. He was given direct orders to return to the front, but when he returned, refused to soil his hands again. They cast him to the downside. Here he gained the notice of the Nightwings, and before long he grew to be one of the finest rites conductors anyone had ever seen. Right, he's Hawkeye from MASH. We got fucking Hawkeye Pierce. Demon. He was instrumental in the liberation of his companions, whose roles in Triumvirate were later filled by Orisa and me. In time, Orlek's own opportunity for freedom had come up. He longed for it so that with his exalted status, he might stand a better chance of negotiating peace. If he still feels that way. I'm just saying. However, on the evening of his liberation, well, you know the story from that point. Bolford breathed a heavy sigh. He and I were kindred spirits for a while. I could not bear to think he was gone, and now... I still cannot entirely believe he is back. He is our adversary now, transformed, grown cold. Part of me is happy he lives. Make no mistake, of course. I shall not be swayed against our plan, not by Oralek or anyone. As I've said before, we share a higher calling now. As for Oralek, he wants his freedom still. Although I wonder if he still remembers why. Guess that's it. You bid Volfred a good afternoon, and leave him with his memories. My pleasure, reader. Reflecting on the past from time to time helps demonstrate how far we've come, yet how much farther we have yet to go. I don't think we need to go to the Slug Mart. I do want to reach out to Sandra, though. It's been a while. We can't. I really want to reach out to her again, but she's not receptive. Once more, you have gained the Fall of Solium, where among you may go free. First, you shall have to prevail against the Pyre Hearts in Liberation Rite. Reader, your companions are gathered there under the fall. They shall be counting on you. Indeed, as the cycle of the rites turn ever faster, so too is our plan set in motion. My agents in the Commonwealth are beginning to cause a bit of a stir out there, and word has reached high places the rites are ending. This is our chance. Let us not despair should victory elude us here. We shall make the most of whatever the scribes may have in store for us. That is to say, good luck, my girl, it's time. I don't think there's any room for any more enemy stars. I'm not oh shit! No. Hold on. I gotta turn that one off. Or we stand no chance here. Okay. I didn't realize that that one Titan star was still on. I gotta turn that off. Alright. There we go. I'm glad it let me do that.
Once more, the Nightwings gain the summit of the sacred Mount Aladiel to conduct the Liberation Rite. Even as the stars themselves abandon you. Make good upon these final opportunities, reader. This glorious age-old tradition coming to an end upon your watch.
This ain't my fault.
I trust the Pyre Hearts, your adversaries, shall not throw away this chance. Choose now who may go free, should they unfortunately fail.
The pyre is burned and each of the triumphants is present. Uh-huh. Anointed one of the Pyre Hearts, come forth now and declare yourself and pay any respects you may have unto your adversaries. Nightwings. Sir Deluge tentatively slithers forth and starts to struggle with his mask. This knight is called Sir Deluge. He is among the most decorated knights of the Sea Dominion, having survived many, many battles. Record well these proceedings, for his valor shall soon become the stuff of legend, and probably some of your songs. Is it not so that you have fled from every battle in which you were expected to fight, Sir Deluge? Or have our messengers all been misled in this? Lies! Spread no doubt by the detestable Nightwings. Their treachery is such that they dared steal one of our own triumvirate. It is for the triumvirates to decide who shall stand with them. If one of your Pyre Hearts was taken in by the Nightwings, ask yourself why your companion would have left. Celeste just dunking and dunking? This knight knows full well why. Because not all who hail from the Sea Dominion seem to know the meaning of honor. Now, Nightwings, for the grave injury you have caused the Pyre Hearts, we challenge you. Know that this knight would strongly prefer a traditional duel to the death. Such a shame bloodshed is against the rules. He somehow puts his mask back on. Pyre Hearts, protect your liege at all costs. His liberty depends on it. And if this knight is not getting out of here, then neither are you. Wow. Kind of a dick move. Nightwings! Reader, I would ask you to choose wisely, but I am sure you know no other way. And you, prepare your song, Tariq. Of course, Celeste.
Whom do you intend to liberate?
Alright, I'm going with Pam again. I really want her up and out of here. Maybe this time you'll get rid of me for good. Yeah, go be with your sister. Faye.
Faye.
Oh, then maybe this time? And... Izo.
Tizo.
Eric? Determined to help Hamilton prevail this time.
The choice is cast.
Look, just go easy on this knight, okay? Because he hasn't had it easy, and his fellow worm knights kind of want him out. Oh no, that's sad. Anyway.
Commence.
A moment, Sir Deluge! What is it, you? This knight is trying to concentrate here. This knight has a burning question he must ask of you, sir. What do you gain if you prevail here? You, who fled the siege of the Spiral Sanctum, what would you do if you returned upon that land? Sir Deluge squirms in an uncomfortable-looking way, but does not respond. You would be returned unto an even higher station on the front, you know, Sir Good Deluge. Good Sir Deluge, where you might brave many more battles for the glory of the Commonwealth. Is that your wish? Shut up, Gilman. What would you know of it? This night he shall survive, whatever it takes. Whether in the Sea Dominion, the Commonwealth, or in this blasted place. Now he is getting out of here. You could have survived, too. But no, now we are enemies. And once this night is free, he shall make everyone in the Commonwealth aware of your great treachery. Sir Gilman is not one of the more sympathetic ones. I don't know about that. I kind of get Sir Gilman. He wants to live at all costs. And wanting to live at any cost is not really all that unsympathetic. Why is it raining now? Ugh. Just as this knight was beginning to think things could not possibly get worse for him. Now our poor Pyre is getting soaked, although... Sir Deluge must have realized this disadvantage applies equally to you as it does to the Pyre hearts. Henceforth, your Pyre shall be gradually drained by the rainfall. Oh good, we only have to hit one more time to win. Nope. Oh, they did clip her. But, nope. Pam, you are the strongest link. Goodbye.
Their adversaries they defeated utterly.
Yeah, that was a total curb stomp. I feel actually a little bad for Deluge there.
And thus the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the Nightwings shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth.
You hear that, Pam?
Adversary and all others shall remain
Absolved of all misdeeds. Take that to heart, okay?
their rightful sentences.
This knight knew this was too good to be true. So, what am I supposed to give a speech or something then? Reader darling, all of you, look, I've no idea still why you picked me. Well, I do have one, but I don't think it's right. If you'd wanted to get rid of me by now, you needn't have gone to such length, and so I'm left only to conclude that you did this for me. The years I spent down here, in one sense, they have all been such a waste, just utterly for nothing, spectacularly so. I thought my relationship with Tamitha had nowhere left to go but up, but well, you know, not quite the case. But then I think on what would have become of me had I met no attempt to set things right. Had I not done everything I have, I could not have lived with that, I think. I was so certain my life would end down here. I'm only now beginning to consider the opposite may have come true instead. What I'm trying to say is thanks. To all of you, I mean that. Now I guess I'd better head on back to that damn Commonwealth, so... Bottoms up! She plunges into the water of the shimmer pool and disappears from view, though her voice still rings out. We'll have to see what we can do up there, provided my sisters haven't had their way with it just yet. Anyway, let's find a way to keep in touch, but just in case. Goodbye.
Godspeed, Tamitha Thane. The 8 scribes are watching from afar.
Ham, if you can get your sister back on some kind of path.
For as long as possible.
I don't know.
The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours.
You prevailed in the liberation against the Pyre Hearts. Already does the Black Wagon feel quieter than usual without Tamitha, who returned to the Commonwealth. You overhear some of your companions reflecting on this. I think I learned so much from her, didn't I? Pyre. He, though, is trying to console Faye with an soothing song. You wonder who, if anyone among you, shall be the next to go. We have but a few such liberation rites remaining. Exactly how many I do not wish to speculate about as yet, until such time as we can better say for certain. Under no circumstances would I suggest this is ideal. However, it is opportunity enough that our plan may as yet succeed. Although all of these setbacks, I fear... Volford trails off and falls silent. Some of the others exchange looks. They are beginning to understand. With the rite soon ending, everything Volford has sought, both on his own for many years and now with all of you, all of it may have been in vain. The hush spreads to the others. But not to you. You proceed to do something that none of them seem to expect. You raise your voice. Each of your fellow exiles turns to you, their expression asking you a question with no easy answer. What are we going to do? As you meet Zoe's gaze, the words for the occasion begin to crystallize in your mind. You tell them you... what? I gotta start this over. I think I misread how you do this, and I'm... You have to interact and then click proceed. Okay, I got this. Yeah, learned so much. Alright, let's try this again. You are searching to find the right words. Having reached this turning point in your journey, you tell them you have all stood together time after time throughout this quest. You tell them you are not going to mince words with anyone here. You tell them you have all struggled to come this far across the downside. Press the red seal to lock in your... Okay. We've all struggled to come this far across the downside through many challenges we have faced. It's clear now not all of you are going to return. Each of you knew this outcome was a possibility. Meanwhile, the stars themselves are shining on for you. They would spur you on to greater feats. Glory awaits if you can persevere together. You all stand poised to ensure the world you leave behind for your loved ones. Or each other, the world worth living in. I don't think I want to change this one. You can believe any of this, and believe above all in each other. Trust that you may yet prevail together. After a brief period of reflection, you share one last sentiment with the group. Mere distance cannot separate our spirits. And you join the others in silence. Thus you remain together with your thoughts. No one speaks for a time, but then... Your bluntness is appreciated, reader. You might have had success upon the blood border, thusly spoken. Let us see where our path lies. Ah, the struggle you describe, Master Reader. It has been glorious indeed. Wherever you shall lead, this knight shall follow without stopping even once to think. Oh. Good. You himbo. Thou would dare to change this ancient world, reading one, and yet thy words are thing with tinged with certain truths. Either vows to stand with you no matter where your quest shall lead. May long the stars remain a light for you, reader ma'am. All the while Volfred remains watching you intensely. Then his expression softens and he smiles. You are right, of course, my girl. We are the Nightwings, it is precisely as you said. Mere distance cannot separate our spirits. Lead us, then, reader, to the end of our quest, and the dawn of the new age for all our kin. Everyone, for the Nightwings! Everyone responds in kind. I like that we got to craft a speech there. And I'm glad the game seemed to react somewhat to what I said. A little bit. They stand with you no matter what. They await the outcome of your vision of the stars, which burn with renewed fury, because now, the last rites beckon. Plus one hope permanently. The stars above now burn with what appears a desperate fury, many more than usual. Oh. Oh. The stars of the 8 scribes, they shine together now as one. The lone minstrel draws breath as though surprised by what he sees. He backs away and averts his eyes. This is another sign the rites are soon to cease. Few chances yet remain to confront the adversaries you have met during your journey. Planned probability of success 58%. Well, I've done my fucking best. We have got to stop Manly from getting anywhere near the fucking rights. Oh, those are visible now too. That's great. I love that. Like anybody else, I don't care. Manly, fuck this dude. I want him down here for the rest of eternity. Come morning, your travels shall continue. For now, everyone needs rest. After the liberation of Pamatha, you find the lone minstrel back in the wagon, looking as though no such thing had just occurred this night. You think you see him tilt his head as you approach. Some words of congratulations are in order for this evening, I should think, reader, and so congratulations on prevailing in the liberation rite. Surely Pamatha shall be most grateful, and her safe return unto your commonwealth ought to fit the plan in which you all now play a part. As for your adversaries of the Pyre hearts, that must have been a bitter loss for them in their deluge, although they must have known their chance was far from certain. Thus shall we all await the next turn of the cycle of the rites. Celeste and I are to return to our respective duties for now. The Scribe's Gate is sealed. Do we know what the plan is? Yes. The plan is to, send a number of instigators back up to the Commonwealth to gather the citizens in overthrowing the government. Because it sucks. I await when next we all shall meet. When next you may yet live up to the glory of the night wings in the eyes of the 8 scribes, which yet shine down for us. He trails off, then nods to you in his cordial manner and bids you a good rest of the evening. But yeah, that's the plan. The plan is fuck the government. There is no time now to retreat to Moonlight Alcove as before. The stars already urged you on. Everyone is ready to make haste for the Pit of Milthe. Okay. I've got to keep Manly from doing anything, if possible. I hate that dude, and I do not want to fight him. As the wagon soars in the sky above Wakingwood, you notice Volford appears lost in thought. You cannot sense straight away what he is thinking. Do not mind me, reader. It's simply that being here in this vicinity, it brings back a lot of memories and gives me much to ponder. I hid within those woods for many, many years, making preparations for our plan. Yeah, Volford's ambitious plot to spark a revolution in the Commonwealth as peacefully as possible. I cast aside my raiments and became untraceable. There I waited for the plan to germinate, so it means a lot now to be here above that place at last. Quite the view, wouldn't you say, my girl? Going way down south. The Lone Minstrel suggests that Stardust, vocations... Volford expressed an interest. Alright, what's on your mind, man? Locate missing drive-imps. Your intentions to explore the darkest corners of Fallowfield were dashed when on your arrival. Several of the wagon's strong-willed drive-imps escaped. Fortunately, their disposition towards mischief proves predictable enough, and soon all the imps are once again accounted for. Volford also has a nasty bite to show for it. A few upstarts among our drive-imp ranks is no cause for concern. You dressed the minor wound, which ought to heal soon, but the incident took much of your remaining time this day and left both you and Volford awaiting its merciful conclusion. Volford lost 2 quickness. Cool! I'm so glad we landed here. Halt! Everyone, I beg you, please forgive my rudeness here. You never say anything. This is fine. The black wagon has shuddered to a stop en route to the Pit of Milthe. There is some commotion as the Lone Minstrel motions for everyone to be still. Someone is there, along our path ahead. He points into the distance. When you scan the horizon, everything is still. You see no sign of whomever the Lone Minstrel referred to. Still, he indicates caution. Strange. I do not believe I was mistaken. A tense moment passes, then another. Then the Lone Minstrel tenses up. Our guest, he is there. You look toward where he signals, and then at last you see the cause of his concern. There's no mistaking who it is. Oralek stands there, near motionless, atop some forgotten rock jutting from the Poison Lands, a fair distance away. He stands directly on the path of your black wagon. Yet he shows no sign of acknowledging the wagon's presence. He appears only to be waiting for something, likely for you all. The Lone Minstrel gets your attention quietly. Reader, what do your senses tell you at this time? Oralek may have come with ill intent. I think we press forward. There is no need to give in to Oralek's threats. He can declare his intentions or get out of the way. Cannot stand against you all. Very well, let us press forward then. You give the signal for the drive imps to start the wagon and move full speed ahead. Just as you reach the point where Oralek once stood. Seems our guest has already departed. Let us remain watchful as we proceed on course. Indeed, Oralek is nowhere to be found now. The unnerving encounter causes everyone to fall silent for the remainder of the trip. If he's gonna be, like, super dramatic, we're just gonna keep driving. Your wagon finally arrives at the Pit of Milthe, where there is still no sign of Oralek or your next adversaries, for that matter. Your companions organize a quick search about the premises, leaving you to watch the wagon under the rites commencement. Or until the rites commencement. Oh, they left me alone! They left me alone with the wagon. That means I know exactly who's in here. Yeah. Something is wrong. Someone is here alone with you. Hi. Can we talk this out? Oralek seems to be examining various objects in the wagon. Whether he has noticed you, you cannot tell. What he is doing here and how he got in unnoticed, you cannot imagine. You watch him go about whatever he is doing, examining all sorts of things you and your fellow exiles gather from your journey. He shakes his head. All of these trinkets. This wagon, it is most different now. Welcoming, and yet I am unwelcome here, it seems. In my own wagon. He directs his gaze at you, acknowledging your presence for the first time. You, a mere shadow. Tell me something. Who are you to them? Oh, I'm their reader, primarily. I'm also their friend, but I'm foremost their reader. You have traveled alongside them for some time and bear the book together with the others. You are a fool then, reader. You let them use you willingly. Relay to them a message from me, Shadow. Tell them I shall have my night. He strides past you toward the door, then he turns to you once more. I shall have my night. Then Oralek is gone. You touch any? I don't know if he touched anything. Yeah, okay, I mean... You could have just been less dramatic about that, but... Okay. Several of your companions return as you exit the wagon. You explain what happened. None of them saw Oralek. Most concerning, reader, though I am thankful you are well. Oralek, he always was a peaceful individual, and yet his disposition is much different now. Perhaps we'd best inspect the wagon for any signs of tampering in light of these events. You and the others conduct an exhaustive search in and around the Black Wagon, for any sign of objects missing or tampered with, as well as signs of damage or foul play. The search yields nothing. No one finds any sign that anything was moved or tampered with. Even the drive imps appear calm. The incident leaves you questioning your own recollection of what happened. You try to clear your mind, for the rite is now soon to commence. I think we can squeeze in one more round. The stars are already aflame by the time you and the others are gathered. The rite against the chastity is commencing soon. Please be ready, sir. Hi. You wish them all good fortune in turn. Little else is said, and together you watch the celestial harmony in calm and silence, and await the chastity. There's so many of them. I don't like that.
The infamous Rita returns, along with her remaining retinue of miscreants. You managed recently to rid yourself of yet another one. Your adversaries, the Chastity. As with you, they must be very desperate for their freedom. They shall not make it any easier from here.
Did they show up? Oh, but look at this. You think you can simply cut us down like last time, is that it? I'll have you know we've some new tricks up our sleeve this time. Your adversaries are prepared. Who shall conduct the rites? Alright, I am going for,
Who shall it be this time?
Bertrude.
Bertrude.
I'm gonna field Volfred so he can get some of that enormous amount of Ooh, wait. That's right, he does need a talisman. Plus 6 quickness literally doubles it, so...
Volfred.
And... Dodariel.
Jodariel. Predictably decided.
Prepared as ever. Are you quite ready then? Well, let us get this little ceremony started.
That's it. Commence. The Night Wings are first to strike the adversary's flame.
Fuck you, Manly. Fuck a bunch of you.
A stifled effort.
Damn.
That Manly got his way this time.
I tried to block, but...
Both pyres now burn with the same strength. Their pyres shan't survive much more of that.
Wolfred Sandalwood, why is it really you, my dear friend? You must be mistaking me for someone else, Manly. However do you mean? I'd recognize that upright posture of yours from anywhere. I knew it had to be you. What a glorious surprise indeed! Oh, it's me, alright, but you're no friend of mine, Manly. No more than I am yours, so cut your nonsense for a change and face me like a proper sap. To have such spark left in those old limbs of yours. Well, if you want me to be rude, then fine, let's have it your way, sir.
Out with you all.
Ah,
Unacceptable.
I agree, unacceptable.
Each pyre now burns no more brightly than the other.
Nope.
Almost.
That didn't go great.
Now,
I think I'm going to lose this round.
this is the road to ruin.
Yeah, I can't cast my aura. This claw may prove to be a detriment rather than a aid, ultimately.
Oh. It is what the scribes ordain.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lose this one.
Oh, blessed be.
Like, unless I can get Jodariel over there. And that feels really unlikely. Ah!
How very sad for the chastity. Tough luck, Night Wings. Divine intervention.
Okay, we do have that bonus 10. So I think...
That Bertrude's faster than she looks.
No.
Now, end the ceremony. The orb is loose.
Go away.
You are powerless for now. Ouch. So much for Wilfred. All of the chastity gone.
Good.
And it is done.
Fucking bull my way into the goal.
Yet again. A narrow victory, yet
go.
nevertheless commendable. The right is done.
Oh my, how quaint that you decided to prevail against the chastity, despite knowing full well that doing so would cause more harm than good. Fine work.
Bask now in the wisdom of the scribes.
I don't know how you would ascend Volfred, come to think of it. Like...
Be gone now from my sight.
Also, depending on how many rounds are left, I may end up finishing this out tonight. I don't know. Back at the Black Wagon, you find the lone minstrel examining your fellow exiles, after they vanquish the chastity after a few close calls. Plain to you that none of them look well. The lone minstrel notices you there and turns to you. Reader, the fast returning of the rites has put a strain on everyone. We have multiple cases of banishment sickness this time. It is fortunate your other companions are available to conduct the coming rite, as I fear this group here requires rest. You bid Bertrude a swift recovery, and she nods weakly in response. You exchange a look with Jodario, who seems exhausted after the last rite. As for Volfred, it's clear to you he wishes to be left alone right now. You leave the lone minstrel to look after them, and turn your attention to the stars that remain shining in the dark outside. Alright, it's clear there must still be more, so... I think instead we are gonna save here, after we pick a direction. The Tempers... How are they doing? They're way down here. There's no point in going after them. There's a lot of strategy in this. It is a genuine role-playing game. I think I would want to challenge the accusers. So we shall soon square against Lendo the Liar and the accusers. Him I know all too well. Perhaps you noticed he doesn't like us very much. He then tells you what he knows. Lendo the Liar, the first adversary you confronted in the rites not long after you took your first steps on the path to freedom. A former constable of the Commonwealth, he gained a reputation for his strict and brutal manner. By any means, he always caught the crook. Miles Edgeworth? Is that you? Once he arrested a civilian who aided him on suspicion of theft of Commonwealth artifacts that had gone missing. Lendo discovered the artifacts himself in the civilians' homes. The suspect soon was exiled, still he denied the charges, even as they cast him downriver. The case was investigated further, though too late. Suspicions turned to Lendo. It turned out he planted the damning evidence himself. So he was exiled in turn. I mean, Edgeworth has always had kind of blue hair. Blue-gray. In the downside, he soon became acquainted with the rites, having heard all of this from several people in high places. Judge Claude Frollo. You know, I was reflecting that Dreamlight Valley didn't contain Frollo, and I suspect it's because there's absolutely no way to make him sympathetic in any stance or any case. He asserted himself as the de facto leader of the accusers. They bent to his aggressive nature and prevailed many times under his watch. Yet each time his chance at liberty arose, the Nightwings either defeated him or simply did not show. He wishes more than anything to outdo the Nightwings, perhaps even more so to be free again. Let us give him another opportunity. For now, have a good night, my girl. You bid Volfred a good evening. At dawn, you shall take flight again. Tomorrow. which I believe is Friday. No, it's Thursday. Holy shit, it's Thursday? Guys, it's only gonna be Thursday? What the fuck is time anyway? Tomorrow we will most likely I think we're gonna finish Pyre. Ahem. That feels really likely. As to what comes after Pyre, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I'll figure something out, maybe. If nothing else, I'll just, like, I don't know, pull up a fighting game and mash it out for a while on stream. I don't know. Anyway, good night, folks.